right. We are live.
Good morning,
What's up?
Vietnam.
What's up, bitches? What's up, YouTube? I'm USMC Vet, and that's Poison Stinger over there hiding.
Hey.
We're back. We're back. Wait for everybody to start showing up today.
See, Walter Davis got a new video called "War with China Response."
No, I did not get to watch any videos yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm very, very busy right now due to.
Well, it wasn't yesterday. It was about an hour ago.
Oh, then definitely not. Definitely not. I got to take care of all the animals.
He's talking about the upcoming, if we would have a war with China or not, and if we did, would Russia get involved? And I didn't get to watch all of it. We're only about 3 minutes in, but he's saying how he doesn't think Russia would help the Chinese because the Russia and Chinese don't get along either. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Russia don't like America, bro. I mean, yeah, we're kind of neutral on trade and stuff, but Putin's not a fan, bro.
Well, he's a fan if it helps him out, like sending us all those medical supplies.
I think Putin.
One hand.
And I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that Putin still believes in the old USSR and would like to go back to that, or at least get a little revenge from the United States.
Roto Girl checking in. What's up, Roto Girl? You hiding in another room?
No, I'm right here.
Oh, I didn't know if you were in your other office space on a conference call.
I will be here pretty soon.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. You can come work on the farm.
Gotta make that money.
You can make that money, man.
If you pay her $100,000 a year, we'll be here.
Yeah, well, gotta get the big operation up running first.
Right.
Once you got that big operation going, you will need a BSA.
Ooh.
And you can pay me.
What'd she say? A BSA?
Yeah.
Business
what is that?
Systems Analyst.
I thought it was a bullshit artist. But okay.
Shut up.
Ah! Stingy's got jokes. Bullshit artist. I like that.
Yeah.
I have one of those at home. My son is a professional bullshit artist.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, one of my oldest boys is. He's like, he hated doing speeches in school, and I told him, I was like, well, you just got to be the best bullshitter. And he's like, well, explain. So we went through it, and he's like, oh, okay, I can do that. Never looked back.
Right on.
He gets mad though because like I have some wittier comebacks than him, but he won't ever admit that. But he gets aggravated with me, and I dog his friends just as hard as I dog him, so it's okay. He thought I was just being mean to him one day, and I was like, yeah, no, ask your friends. I treat them the same way. But of course, they all talk shit right back, so it's all good. Sound like you're playing with some swords.
Yep, some morning swords that keep you going at my age.
Oh, I sound like a magazine for a sword. I didn't.
Oh. No.
Not your health supplement routine.
There you go. That's a good way to call it.
Right. Gotta have that health supplement routine.
So yeah, Trump was in Phoenix. Apparently, he might still be in Phoenix.
Uh-oh.
Wait a minute. Live President Trump. Right now, there's a live video going of President Trump celebrates National Nurses Day. Oh, inside of Oval Office. No, that's just from a local station, not him actually here still. So the Broken Patriot, the guy that I told me about the Open Arizona, he's a big Trump supporter. Goes out there to see Air Force One land and shit. I'm like, oh my goodness, bro. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Why are people so on board with Trump? I don't understand it. Like, he can do no wrong. It's a cult, bro. It's worse than. I think it's actually worse than when Obama was president, because Obama had those people too, but I don't think they had as many, and I don't think they were as vocal. I could be wrong.
You know, I don't know. I don't worship any man, so yeah. I mean, it's all right to like a person, and you know, not everybody's perfect, so
I mean, I agree with some of the stuff that he's done, but you know, I can't get past the other stuff.
mhm.
I'm sorry. I'm glad that you did something nice right there, but you still went up against the Constitution. I still don't forgive you for that.
Right. Well, I mean, everything they're doing right now is unconstitutional anyway, so
Yeah.
let's just say
You know,
that.
these. I mean, that rally that I went to, right? There was so many Trump supporters there. It wasn't even funny. I don't even know. I'd say at least 90% of them were wearing something Trump related. And all I can think about is Trump's the motherfucker who started this whole fucking quarantine in the first place, guys. Jeez. Let's not forget.
Well, that was based off his advisors. He got false information. I mean, it's like anything else. Like if we're sitting here spreading false information, if I lied to you, and I was your trusted advisor, a paid, you know what I'm saying? I think they didn't stop it fast enough, like stop the importation of people. Otherwise, we wouldn't have had this problem. But
Well, who's the doctor in charge there? I forget. It's a little dude.
Fauci.
Yeah. So
Fucktard.
I'm watching a documentary last night. I think I had Heidi, or real girl. I had real girl share that with you. Shut up. And you should definitely watch that. It's a little bit long. It's like almost a half an hour, I think. But it goes into the details of that dude's past.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It's some shady shit, obviously.
Oh,
And,
he's
it's funny because this is not something that's a secret. You can find it out pretty easy. Yet Trump, he's got advisors that's giving him false information, but he keeps those people around.
Well, you have to see them for what they are first. I mean, it's not just this virus thing; it's everything. You know what I'm saying? You hire somebody with the faith that they're going to, tell you the right things.
Yeah, but when they don't and they lie to you.
Well, the article I just posted, they're saying that should the death science operatives like Dr. Fauci face the death sentence if found guilty of collaborating to build the Wuhan cerveza virus?
Yeah,
so,
I mean, they even go into depth that these motherfuckers have the patent on the vaccine and how it's a conflict of interest, but there was some sort of law, I guess, passed back in the 90s, or with the with the AIDS epidemic, HIV, that allowed them to have anybody to patent something. That's why Bill Gates is all about this now. Because, who would fucking listen to Bill Gates? This is not tech, right?
Well, that's because he has that foundation that killed all the kids in Africa or whatever. I don't know if you remember that, but he's
holding patents on vaccines now because that's where the money is. Because if you make everybody get a vaccine, how much money are you going to make?
Right. Right. Yeah, it's all a money game. It's all fuck your fellow human. Yeah.
World's sick.
But they're all power hungry fucking monsters, Just like I'm not 100% certain because I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a scientist or anything, but go do your research on how many people get autism from bombarding their children.
Oh, believe me, I have firsthand knowledge of that one. My niece is autistic because of inclinations or whatever you call it.
Like I get that you could give them vaccinations, but shit, like they're giving them not even, days old. They're pumping them full of all this stuff, shocking their
And it's
body.
not just one at a time either. They're giving you like 20. There's a lot more that you get than when we were kids. When we were kids, you got like 5 different ones over the span of 5 years.
Yeah.
Now they're giving you 10 or 20 at a time, and they're doing it before you're 2.
Mm-hmm.
And not only that, but those vaccines are filled with a whole bunch of harmful stuff. Even if it didn't create autism, it's still created with a whole bunch of bad shit.
Yeah. Stuff you wouldn't put in your body anyways. Morning, Stan. How we doing? No one should have patents over biological material, in my opinion, or DNA. Yeah, well, they're doing designer babies. Look that up. You can design your child in the womb now.
Yeah. Well, they talked about that back in the day when they were cloning that sheep.
Mm-hmm. But they're not doing that. You know what I'm saying? They're telling us one thing and doing the exact fucking opposite. What they're telling us they're doing. So, yeah, bad deal. Don't take anything. Like I said, I haven't taken the flu shot in 20 plus years, and I'm doing just fine.
Well, they're saying even on that thing that if you get the flu shot, you've already gotten the COVID because they have strains of that in flu shots. Like apparently, the cerveza bug has been around for many years. It's just a new thing of it. I don't know. Yeah. I can't really explain it too well.
Yeah, it's just a different version. And like I said, I read an article. I posted up in one of the chats. They were talking about they admitted that they were doing research on that, but in the Chinese lab. However, they were trying to find a vaccine for it. So whether or not that's true or not, don't know. But the article did state that. So,
right.
And somehow it got out. But it was probably like everybody says, they were doing it so that they could, patent it and then have the cure when it got out. But they got out before they could get it patented. Or, get the vaccine made for it. Because we get most of our stuff from China, so therefore, all of our vaccinations and medical stuff come from China, right?
Yep.
So why would they not try to make something themselves and then turn around and use it to get, to get paid? I mean, you're being incentivized by other governments. Just like, we don't have any of our black sites in the United States. Why is that? Because you can't do the things that you do at a black site in America because somebody will find out. And eventually, when they find out, you will be fucked. But prime example, Guantanamo Bay, Cuba, is a black site, right? Cuba's been banned for many, many years since the Cuban Missile Crisis. But yet we still maintain a base there. And why is that? For plausible deniability. Because nobody is there to report on what's going on there.
Right.
Bandwagon morality pushed, by those who want control of your life, but don't even dare speak about their right. I want to see you take the shit first there, Billy Gates. Maybe then. No, I still won't.
Would. He's probably sick like that.
Well, he won't take his own shit because why? He knows what happens, right? That's like the video. I don't know if it's still out there, but we went to a farm thing, and there was a guy there. It was like a virtual meeting, like I did yesterday. But the guy was like, "Oh yeah, Roundup is safe enough to drink." He's like, "I would drink a whole cup of this." And I don't know where the hell the video went. I'll have to look it up and see if it's still out there. But it was one of those virtual things where, because farmers sometimes go to those. And anyways, he's like, "Oh yeah, I'll drink." And then one of the old guys is like, "Well, if it's so safe, then why do we got to wear all this PPE and stuff?" And he's like, oh, no, you just don't want to breathe it in, blah, blah, blah. And then one old bastard was like, well, drink you a cup of it then if it's so damn safe. Did not drink the cup of it, I assure you. So, I mean, you're going to peddle a product that you say is super safe, and the farmers, like, I know farmers that have, like, really bad, oh, shit, what's that stuff called? Like skin diseases because of the stuff.
Right.
And it's just phenomenal. Like how bad some of these farmers look.
There you go. There's a link. Bro. That link that's the link to the guy about drinking the Roundup.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I don't have it yet. My screen's being slow apparently today. But apparently you can watch it on YouTube and it shows up a lot faster. Oh, there it is. Finally showed up on my side. Yeah.
GMO advocate says Monsanto's Roundup safe to drink, then refuses a glass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I figured the video was still out there, so.
Yeah. This is CBC News, whatever that is.
Morning, Walter Davis. How we doing today, sir?
Hey, Walter, I was watching your video, bro. I only got about 3 minutes in before I had to jump on here, but I kind of disagree, man. I think Russia doesn't like the U.S. and might just join China for spite. But I don't know. I'm not well versed on any of that.
Well, I mean, Putin's probably pretty pissed off because everybody, like, you got to think if they believe that that it came out of China, they might just go ahead and start fucking them up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, because you done caused a whole lot of shit to go down to a place that was already, because Russia hasn't been the same since it fell out of the USSR. As a matter of fact, Putin was actually pretty good about the GMO stuff. He doesn't allow it in his country at all. So, damn it!
Communist Broadcasting Corp. Huh? Says the CBC is the Communist Broadcasting Corp. Well, I don't know, but that's the story anyway. I'm sure I haven't watched it yet. But...
Well, we call it the CNN, the Clinton News Network. So,
yeah,
that's all they do is buff the Clintons. Russia sells all of its oil to NATO allies, Western. Yep. Easy start tape does not fucking easy start. It's like 20 pieces already tore off here. I'm like so aggravated with this shit. Just trying to ship some damn packages. Russia makes all the rocket engines. Yeah, I think we just sent up an astronaut with Russia not too long ago. A U.S. astronaut.
Yeah, it's pretty sad, man. We got to get a piggyback. We got to have a thumb out and hitchhike up to space now.
Well, because
America.
I think Obama bin Laden, our former president, closed the space program. He didn't feel like it was going anywhere. Now we have the Space Force.
They can't get past the fucking radiation belts.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
We'll have to agree to disagree on that one.
I can't say because I haven't been there.
All right.
But I don't believe that all these pilots would lie about it. Pilots are usually generally good people. Not that they all are, but... All right, let's try this crap again. Russia sell, yep. Makes all the rocket engines. If we go to war, we'll drive. Yeah, it'll be a world war for sure. And yeah, I don't even want to think about it because like it's just gonna be, Like we don't realize what World War is because we've never been through it. So I mean, it's gonna be shitty for all involved for sure. I mean, if you look back at all the people that were in the Great Depression and World War II, there was people starving to death still. And most of those people were self-sufficient or close enough to self-sufficient that they didn't need help from anybody. So it's interesting times because the war drums are starting to.
Yeah, they are. You can see it because we got congressmen blaming China, wanting reparations.
Well, is there 7 or 9 states that's already filed lawsuits against China?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been keeping up on the news. But yeah, you can't be doing that, man. If you actually think that they're going to pay you money, you're going to have to forcefully take it. Either that or make new tariffs. If Trump makes new tariffs, yeah. I mean, how did we get into World War II? By shutting down, supply lines to Japan. So it's pretty much the same thing you'd be doing to China.
That treaty stands because we wanted to use up all of Russia's ballistic missiles. Treaty. It was Reagan era. Okay. Uranium 1 in collusion with Canada, as we have the largest yellow cake production facility in the world. So yellow cake is what they use to make the boom boom
it's
pow.
It's not the birthday stuff. No, yeah.
It's the boom boom pow stuff.
Blow out your birthday and make a wish.
It blows out and then sucks all the air back in. It's good that China is being called. Yeah, it's definitely good that they're being called out. It's just with everything else, though, Walter, we're not going to know the real. I mean, they've already taken the Harvard scientist that was helping them out. There was 2. I mean, let's look at all the system fails, right? We're supposed to be protected after the 9/11 Patriot Act, right? They allowed a Chinese military lieutenant to come into the United States and be a scientist at Harvard University, and all under the nose of the government. All under the nose of the government, this scientist was getting paybacks, kickbacks, and money from Chinese government. And we had a fucking communist military officer working at the fucking thing as a student. So the whole system's fucked up. Like we can take away Americans' rights and stuff, but we can't fucking check a person that comes in here from a communist country to make sure they're not.
Because that would be racially profiling. We got to make sure those 80-year-old grandmas in wheelchairs are not strapped with some nuclear device, bro.
That yeah, it's not inserted in her.
That pregnant lady looks pretty suspicious. She has a suspicious package.
Oh, now hey, the drug cartels are to blame for that. You know why? They'll actually insert stuff. Like they'll do ass implants with cocaine and have bitches smuggle it in. So
yeah, I know.
I understand that. I understand some concepts like that, but it's not making us any safer.
You don't need to worry. Yeah, they might smuggle in some drugs, but most of the time, a nice old white lady, she ain't gonna blow shit up, bro.
Well, most Americans don't.
Yeah,
but we're the ones being treated.
We're not allowed to check all the those dudes, because that would be racially profiling. Oh, look, he's got a turban and a long beard and a harem of women and calling Allah Akbar. Oh, no, he's fine. Let him through. That grandma, though, man, she's looking pretty shady.
Well, most of those people come in on private planes. So if you go do the research, you'll see that most of them are CIA plans or shit like that. It's not, they're putting them on the plane. China can buy from any country. We shut them off. Yeah, they'll go elsewhere. They'll just pay more taxes.
Morning, Eastwood.
Good morning, Eastwind Farms. How are we doing today, sir? We had a 38-degree night last night, so.
Oh, didn't it freeze?
No, thank goodness. But you know, still to come. It might snow. You never know. China's passed. Oh yeah, China's pissed off too many people to help them, right? Yeah, this has caused. Essentially, it's going to cause the global economy to collapse. I mean, it already is, I think, but I'm not an economist either. I'm just a poor farmer. But in my opinion, it's really fucked. We're really fucked. I mean, the entire world is shut down because of this virus. China, the money they give us, like to make us, to loan us, they print out of thin air. There's nothing to back it. It's kind of like our fiat currency, except it's in theirs. It's just zeros and ones, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they have no real skin if they say, oh well, if the United States says, well, fuck you, we're not going to pay it, because why? It was just some made up fucking currency that I forget what it's called, but it's not their currency. It's just a different currency that they make up out of thin air. They're attacking Vietnam in small skirmishes. What? China is? The Japanese can't stand them. Oh, I know. I know. I know. It's like an old World War II vet that was in Japanese in Japan during the war. They're like, why the fuck you buying no fucking Jap cars? But yeah, the Japanese really can't stand. Really cannot stand the Chinese. And I mean, they killed a lot of them. Chemical weapons and all. Yeah, but the Chinese spy was hot. She had brains and looks like a high school girl. Every nerd's dream. Wonder why she got in. Right. I understand that as far as college admissions. However, the State Department dropped the ball on that chick, right? I mean, that it doesn't matter if you're hot or not. They should definitely do their research. I mean, they're doing more research on the U.S. populace than they are fucking people that are allowed to come into the country. So, Hong Kong wants sovereignty. Yeah. Well, it was funny. They expended all these resources to try to get them to stop rioting. And then all of a sudden, the only way it stopped was the release of the fucking cerveza bug. So. Another conspiracy theory there, but I'm sure there's some truth to it.
Yeah.
Stan, we just
was an awful convenient thing that happened.
Oh yeah. Stan's Walter saying they sunk a Vietnamese fishing boat, and the Chinese did. Ooh. Taiwan can't now. No one can really stand them. That I know of. I mean, they're about as bad as Chechens. I've never met a good Chechen. So, yeah, I saw that. I didn't see this, man. I'm not watching the news, guys. So, again, the CCP has burned a lot of bridges in their quest for superiority. Communist, yeah. I mean, they're afraid their people are going to turn on them now. The Chinese are, because if they run out the regime or whatever the hell they're called there, because the Chinese people are getting sick of this shit too. I mean,
them. I think the whole world is getting tired of it. That's why you got Brexit. That's why you got a lot of people here in America thinking about it. The Boogaloo is getting a lot more traction than it used to. And now, yeah, the Hong Kong people, fuckers were standing up, man. I was proud as fuck. Like, this one city is going to take on the entire Chinese government. And I just see it going worldwide, man. I think as a species, I think we are tired of this shit. I hope.
Well, I mean, just look at YouTube, right? Look at all the people we have come in here. Now, it used to be a lot more. Whenever I was still Southern Indiana prepper, I had people from Europe. Obviously we have people from Canada now, but I had people. Most of my viewership, or at least 50% of it, was European. So I mean, we all think alike. All the normal people think alike. I mean, it's just the politicians and the people that be in charge that have the superiority complex. I mean, nobody wants to be fucked with. Everybody just wants to be left alone. You know, I watched some kid out of Britain right now. He does a lot of great videos on, like he's like the youngest kid that I would call a resident expert on CBRN or NBC stuff. Like this kid has every mask. He's tried them. You know, his Geiger counters. I mean, this kid is fucking on point. And he does live streams every day because he's stuck in like we are. So, I mean, you know, we're all of us normal people don't want to go out and kill each other just because fucking you live in a different country because we're all the same. Bushcrafting channels. I mean, you just go look at it. We all have the same ideas and concepts, but we're all normal people. Nobody wants to, you know, there's the crazies out there, but majority of people don't want to go out. We just want to hang out. We all have something in common. Whatever country you come from, and it mainly that fucking the government sucks, and we can't figure out how to control them. I watched American Standoff again last night, where they took the life of Lavoy Finicum, and I'll probably get kicked off here for that. But you know, that was just another example of their overreach. Why? Okay. I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole because you know the feds will be knocking on my door. But you shoot a man in the back who has not presented a firearm. Under no circumstances do I know of any agency in the United States that is allowed to. You can't even do that in the fucking military. Do you shoot someone unarmed? Right? I don't give a fuck if this guy was reaching for the shit. You know, they did the whole time those people were out there did not show any force, right?
Yeah.
We're allowed to have firearms. It's the fucking United States of America, and that's why we're the home of the free because of the fucking brave. Okay, you're allowed to have firearms. Now, it would have been different if the ABC agents, you know, would have got firearms pointed at them, right? Then you have hey, I felt threatened, right?
Right.
The guy did not plow through the fucking barricade.
They did it on a blind corner.
Yeah, it was a perfect ambush situation. And then they were firing on the vehicle with live rounds, not tear gas, because they did do tear gas too, but they were firing on the vehicle with no threats. No one, and you know they all had comms. They had a fucking Predator drone in the fucking air to watch it all. So they had eyes on the vehicle. Nobody showed a threat. He dodged the vehicles. He could have hit the barricade. He was in a Dodge diesel truck. He could have plowed right through that shit and caused a lot of damage, right? Now, at that point, you know, I get it. People will say, oh, well, he didn't pull over. They were doing unjust shit in the first place, right?
Not to mention it was a blind corner. He didn't even see it until it was already too late.
Right, but if he was hell bent on causing fatality or killing government agents or police for that matter, or anybody, right? He would have plowed right through that motherfucker because that truck would have handled that. You know what I'm saying? Now they had it set up to where if he would have went right through the barricade, he could have pushed those vehicles right out of the way. But instead, he went off in the fucking snow, right? Well, I don't know. It was bullshit. It's still bullshit, and I call bullshit on it, right? And they knew if they didn't fucking drop the drone video to the American public that there would have been a goddamn war, right? Because either way, it was still wrong, but they knew, you know, because they'll get both sides of the opinion field on that. I think HDP and Tactical Tony was out there, so I don't know if they were
during
Mayhew.
I don't think
no,
so.
I don't know if they were at Mayhew, but I know they were out at Bundy Ranch.
I know HDP and Reb went to the original thing that started it.
The Bundy Ranch.
No, well, no, not. Yeah, they went to that too, but no, when it kicked off, I think it was in Oregon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was it Washington? I don't forget what state it was.
Oregon was where they were trying to take the ham and stuff away.
Yeah.
Their water rights.
When they all went up there, I believe HDP and Reb went. I could be wrong.
Yep, Tony was there. I know Tony and HDP was.
But then they started saying, "Hey, let's go take the Capitol and storm the Capitol," and that's when our guys were like, "Nope, I'm out."
Yeah.
I'm dying for that shit. I got kids.
No, but the theory was right in that, like, Taiwan almost got sucked into rejoining the mainland, but got smart to the last minute. China passed on Taiwan, arming up. Yeah, fuck that. Nobody wants to be under communist rule.
Right.
Along with Little Mao. I'm assuming they're talking about Rocket Man. Sorry, guys, got off on a thing there. Xi is like a little Mo. He got a plan, and the people better like it or die. Sounds like Rocket Man. Have you guys ever watched Revolting Man? Yes, I was subscribed to him. I need to check. I haven't seen any videos for a while. No such thing as a former Marine. Once a Marine, always a Marine. So why re-enlist there, Eastwind? You should
I
know
don't
that.
think I've ever heard of Revolting Man, but I don't think I really want to.
Yeah. One belt, one noose. The Triads own British Columbia. I know you said that the other day, Stan, and I was like, the Triad, because I had it confused with the Japanese version of their gang. The shit, I can't remember their name now. They don't call it Han Conover for nothing. I used to watch him a few years ago. Nice guy. Just saw a recent video of his. He seems like he's on the verge of a breakdown. Get in contact with him. I'll see if I can, if I'm still subscribed. I should be. I mean, like, but I've been unsubscribed from channels before. So, British Columbia government money laundering task force gave up. Damn. Well, run them out. Run them out. If you look at the list of grievances in the Declaration of Independence, we can claim the same list now. Viva la revolution. I actually
I'm
have
serious,
the.
man. It should happen. It should have happened a long time ago. Why we're all just sitting around waiting for something to happen to kick it all off is beyond me. I know that we're all scared about coming together as a group because we know that they'll shut that shit real fast. Plus, they'll have infiltrators. And nobody wants to be made to look like the crazy person who went on a crazy rampage and then dies for nothing. I get all that, but at the same time, something's got to be done, bro. We're too far gone. If we ever want to get this nation back, I don't think we ever will. To be honest, I think we're already too far gone to get it back. But these people got to be stopped at some point.
I don't know that the guy that shot that Lavoie was ever, like that should be shot him 3 times in the back.
Yeah.
And
well, they're all guilty, bro, because they all shot at the car as it was coming in.
Right.
So every one of them has attempted murder right on there. If they pulled the trigger, that's attempted murder.
Yeah. But the person that shot him, that came out of the wood line and shot him in the back, I mean, he should have nothing but the death penalty.
I saw that video. He wasn't reaching. And why is it that we don't have the audio on that video?
Well, because they won't. Because, a bunch of fucking jocked up fucking guys in full battle rattle against a fucking cowboy. I mean...
Was he gonna have a fucking revolver at the word?
I don't know if they ever.
They didn't supply the audio to that because I guarantee you they couldn't do it because it would have showed that they were shooting at that car before it even, as soon as it turned around the corner.
Well, the shit talking by the amped up guys that been drinking Red Bull and told that their superiors telling them, hey, these motherfuckers are going to shoot at you. All that information will never come out because all these guys are jocked up thinking that these cowboys got fucking arms and all this shit, right? Like they have superior arms, but you got 50 fucking or 100 dudes with a fucking predator drone flying over. Who has the upper hand there, especially on the blind curve, set up in an ambush? It's a nightmare. How about mom in DC that lost and drove into the Capitol driveway as being closed, turned around, got blocked in? Yeah, I don't understand that. Like that was a fucked up mess. I'm sure it was her fault, Walter. I'm sure it was her fault because that's how they always blame it. Trudeau is a jackboot tyrant and imbecile. No, that guy's a fucking lunatic. Hopefully you guys can get that fucking crazy out of there. Especially now because everybody's so afraid of what's going on. that, you know, they're just going to listen to whatever is said. Yakuza, yep, that's right. Thank you, sir. I never can remember the Yakuza. We are doing something, typing comments on YouTube, right, Walter? The only problem is once the channel gets big enough to reach more people, you know, that's when they start shutting us down. Prepared Mind gets fucked with all the time. He can't even say certain words now because they've, I mean, pretty much told him that they're going to shut him down. Until we get the YouTube thing fixed to where it's an actual free space to talk, you know, we're limited. So, I mean, fuck, we have to use the word Cerveza because if we use the other word too much, the algorithm will pick it up and flag the video. However, I'm not monetized, and I'm not going to monetize any of my videos, even when I reach the 1,000 subscriber mark. So I don't know how that'll affect it, but the government will never be held accountable. Waco, Ruby Ridge, Lavoy, none of it. Right?
Well, Ruby Ridge, they did have to pay a big ass settlement for it.
Oh yeah. Well, they killed his wife, his pregnant wife.
Yeah.
Like you
and
could
the
have
dog and the son.
You could have arrested that man 1,000,000 times in town, right? But no, you took it upon yourself to attack a man on his own property who has a home.
Same thing with David Koresh. They could have arrested him many times in town.
Yeah, all of them.
Didn't. Why? Why did they not do that? Because they want to show the American people, do not fuck with us, or this will happen to you. Do not rise up against us. Do not make have a whole bunch of firearms with a whole bunch of people that are, you know, freedom loving, or we will take you out. In my opinion, anyway.
Yeah, but it's not like it was back in the revolutionary times. Like, you just can't take up arms and go fucking spearhead. I mean, they'll fucking drone you before you even get close. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know everybody says vote with the ballot box, but we're gonna have to fucking get some people that are not Republican. What was it that they called them? Republicans and Democrats or some shit like that. Like, they're just a fucking gang. Say again?
It will light up here in America again. I think we will at least attempt to take it all back, and it ain't going to be pretty, because a lot of people in the military, and I don't have personal experience, maybe you could touch on it, but there's a lot of people there that would follow the orders no matter what oath they took.
I mean, maybe some of the new people, and maybe some of the old, but the majority of them, would say fuck that.
Yeah. Well, the first wave, anyway, I would imagine the military is going to be no problem with taking it out. It's the second wave that responds to the deaths of the first wave, where I think some of the military be like, maybe I'm not wanting to be a part of this. And then eventually, either second wave or third wave, you're going to have some of the active military, because the vets are already going to be on the one side. But think second to third wave, you're going to start getting active military helping out the opposition. Just my opinion. It's not a very good one, but
I mean, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it'll come to kinetics like that. It's not like I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just but like, I have a good moral compass, I guess. But I know most of those guys, and I still know a lot of active duty Marines, and I don't feel like that they would come. Nobody would turn on the American people that I know. Well, with that being said, though, we have the case of the ABC agents that killed Lavoy. So there's obviously a power struggle. Obama weeded out a lot of the opposition that was opposed to that shit. He just wanted yes men in there, so he did get rid of a lot of people, but the old guard is still there. However, they are training for kinetic warfare in urban areas more now than ever. So even there, I even seen that they're training in underground stuff as well in military times. You know, they're training for underground warfare. So if you have a bunker, they're already training for you. Whoever's in charge, all the way down to should be breaking rocks. Comey was calling the shots. Same James Comey in charge of Waco, Ruby Ridge, and a bunch of no-knocks bundle and bundles, Bundy's. Oh, and Oregon. Yeah. I mean, obviously they all should be fucking. But the guy that pulled the trigger and shot a man in the fucking an unarmed man in the back, especially so you're like, from my perspective, you shouldn't take the shot if you can't see the front of them, right? Now it's different if they're enemy combatant and you're in a fucking third world country, and they're running towards somebody, like your LPOP or something, and they got an S vest on, they're gonna clack it off. Totally all right, but you know, a little old guy, yeah, just doesn't seem right in any way, shape, or form. Comey never paid for it for making the call. Seems the uppers take credit when it's good, and then put on the state. Yeah, and that fucking sheriff, should be, you know, ran to Guantanamo Bay for. I called in the feds. Fucking, that guy just disgusts me.
Yeah, nobody's gonna face justice, bro. The system is set up right now to where nobody's gonna face real justice. Every once in a while, you'll get like a scapegoat, right? You'll have the masses rising up and getting really pissed off about a situation, right? And then the powers that be are like, oh shit, if we don't do something, we might actually have an issue on our hands. So we'll go ahead and we'll give them this person, because we don't like them that much anyway, and we're going to blame everything on him.
Yeah.
And that will appease them, and they will calm the fuck down.
Yeah, they'll always have a scapegoat. The agents doing surveillance at Waco reported they were good people and should be left alone. One agent quit, apparently. Yeah. I mean, on that subject, like, more of them should have quit and just walked the fuck away, because, like, you know, what's about to go down. Mm-hmm. And if you guys remember, guys and gals out there, the initial shot was fired by an ABC agent going in the fucking window. He tripped and squeezed the trigger, and that's what kicked the whole fucking thing off. But they've since removed that from the interwebs. I'm sure it's still out there, but they had a chance to take Koresh in town without any of the others around, but they chose to make.
He went in town all the time before they did that. By himself. Yeah. Without a firearm.
Once again, no one made the decisions, were held accountable. Comey and Feinstein. Feinstein is just a fucking crazy old bitch. I think she learned most of her gun terminology from rap music. Those extended clips, because if you listen to rap music, that's what they talk about. I got my 9 on my hip and my clip. You know, I think that's where she got most of her education from, was fucking MTV on gangster rap. And, you know, Stinger, I don't think the military will have to watch out for. It's going to be government bringing East Wind Farms. You know my status on that. If I see a blue helmet rolling through here, yep, you know what that target is, buddy. No small arms treaty here. The United Nations need to keep their fucking ass out of our country. I know we train some of the guys here, but as far as that goes, if they're rolling through the fucking streets, it's going to be like the Mogadishu, baby, the Mogadishu. Nobody's going to tolerate that shit. Nobody in their fucking right mind. My biggest problem with being in the stand was that we were taking firearms away from people that use them to protect themselves. I'm not going to get too far into my theories on that, but imagine if an invading military came in here and took away the firearms that we use to protect ourselves. Now, because we don't know, the invading military does not know whether you're a combatant or not. And just like in Vietnam, we learned that you could be a farmer during the day and a militant at night. So going in and taking everybody's shit puts everybody at risk, and then it only creates more hate and discontent for the government that's there. So, I mean, you make future terrorists by fucking killing people that weren't a threat. or taking their shit away. Pass a law where they weren't allowed to have bodyguards, and especially armed bodyguards. Well, no, they won't give up their security. You don't need security, but they need people around them with guns.
That's why the only way to get that, to fix that, is to take it out by force. There's no politician you can elect. There's no new law you can create. There's no way but a full reset that's going to change anything. It's just going to be something else. Oh, here's your scapegoat. You guys are upset about the cerveza bug being fake? Oh, well, we're sorry about that. But look at this thing over here.
Right back in the 80s, MTV played music. She forgot a lot by now. I mean, every time I hear shit come out of her mouth, that's what it sounds like. She was stuck on Yo MTV Live. Because she has no fucking clue. Like most of them don't. I mean, they're out of touch with reality so far that the Clintons didn't even know what a fucking a Qdoba or a Chipotle was. I mean, seriously, like you have somebody catering to your ass so much that you're that far out of touch with people, real people, the people that are supposedly telling you what to do and voting you in office. You don't even know. Oh, what's a Chipotle? Bitch, where you been? You been hiding in a cave somewhere?
Yeah. Who the fuck is Dr. Oz? What?
No, Dr. Phil. I didn't know who Dr. Phil
Dr.
was.
Phil, yeah. Who the fuck is Dr. Phil?
I know what a Chipotle is, though. But you know what I'm saying? I don't watch a lot of TV, damn it. But it just goes to show you that they're not out where us little people are, which proves the military was there for other reasons, as we all know. Damn, just lost power. The second wave just hit. Are you in the storm, Walter?
Yeah, you got a storm going, I guess.
One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter, right? And that's why they'll tell you right now that there's not enough police and military to stop us if we were to do something. That's why they're asking.
3%. If 3% of us stood up and all said no, and did whatever you had to do to make sure that there ain't nothing you can do. I had a guy debating me on Facebook like, oh, you're gonna go up against the jets and the tanks and all that with your little AR-15. Like, no, it's not gonna be just me out there by my fucking self. Hopefully, goddamn,
I bet
if it is, then yeah, I'm fucking dead. But
well, I mean, we're not allowed to have those things as we're supposed to. We're supposed to have the equal amount, but we've talked about that too. I bet she forgot how good smoke and crack made her feel. Right? I don't know. That's how she's staying alive. She looks like a fucking dried out piece of jerky.
It looks like Michael Jackson started to look near the end there. Have you seen her face? It looks like she's had a lot of plastic surgery done.
Completely out of touch with reality. Like if you walk through the streets, if you let her walk through the streets without an armed guard security team, I mean, nobody would even know who the fuck she is because she's nobody, except for somebody that fucking totally fucking despises her because of all of her bullshit policies. Mm-hmm. They put out what they're fed, which has been proven time and time again, which is why more and more people don't trust a word from MSM. Yeah, well, I don't watch any.
I don't trust even Fox. I didn't see the clip, but I saw the title of a video. I kind of want to watch it today. I might do it. But apparently Sean Hannity was bitching and moaning about Michigan protesters wanting to stand up for their freedoms. So you have somebody who's supposedly all about freedom, all about the Constitution, complaining that Michigans want to have their Second Amendment and want to have their First Amendment and all of their amendments. Now, I don't know much about it because I haven't watched the clip yet, but that's the title. And I'm not surprised. I stopped watching Hannity a long time ago. He's a shill. He's so in the pocket of Trump. And I bet you he's still talking about how Hillary's is almost about ready to go to jail. The walls are closing in. He's been talking like that for 4 years. Still ain't nothing happened. I don't think anything ever will happen. The only person that's halfway decent that I will watch on YouTube once in a while is Tucker Carlson. But other than that, man, I don't watch shit of news. It's all upsetting. Even our side. I used to watch Fox News all the time, all day long. Was totally bought into that whole shit. And, then you get President Trump into office and you realize, wow, they are so much a shield. It's not even funny, bro. It's, you worry about fake news from CNN and all that, as our side. But then you see your own side doing it. Like, wow.
None of what you hear and half of what you see, brother.
That's why I think it needs a reset, bro.
My grandfather was damn right in that message. Look, I've said it 1,000 times, and I'll say it again. And everybody can call me a fucking conspiracy theorist, but that's why I go to other news sites like Natural News, the War of Info, because they put it in a different perspective for you. They don't sugarcoat it.
I don't even like the War of Info. They're Trump shills too.
No,
no, dude, no.
He's calling him out. Like I like the fact that they put.
I don't know about recent, but there was high impact flicks. If you watch him at all,
yeah,
he actually interviewed Jones and asked him about why haven't you said anything about the Washington bankers or whatever that Trump has put in. He's like, no, I said something about that and I don't like it and it's troublesome. Oh, what do you think about red flag laws? About Trump saying that, yeah, that's troublesome too. But they went back and fact checked that shit. He never said anything about that. No, he's fucking in the pocket of Trump too. And he's on the Trump train.
I like it because he posts the links to the stuff. I don't listen to him like, I don't listen to the podcast anymore like, Kansas used to and call me all irate. But, I go to those sources to find different news. I don't, necessarily listen to his, witty banter because he's like he causes me fucking anxiety. But
people buy into the right versus left. They've invested in the right versus left, and some of the people on the right they didn't really like Mark Dice is a good example. He didn't like Bush, right? So I'm watching his stuff when when Bush was president, then watching it while Obama's president. I'm thinking, you know what, this guy doesn't like any of them. He's totally for the people. He wants what's best for the people. Fuck whoever's in office, Republican or Democrat, right? But then Trump comes along, and boy, did he jump hard on that train. Hard. And I see these people jumping so fucking hard and investing so much into him that when he then comes out and says, let's take the guns first and due process second, or he then skirts around the Constitution and bans bump stocks because of reasons. Nothing. Fucking crickets, bro. Because now they've invested so much that if they were then to say, hey, dude, that's uncool, then they're worried that their whole base, because now, like, Mark Dice blew up when Trump got elected, right? So if he came out against Trump, that's like 80%, 90% of his viewers would be gone because people are so, Trump is our guy kind of shit. Trump is the savior.
He's not the fucking savior.
No,
he's done a lot of good stuff, but then he's also done a lot of retarded shit. I mean, I get it. Nobody's perfect, but he's been better for us than some of the others. I'm not buffing his pickle though. I don't make dumbass decisions. If you're gonna fucking say something, then you should live by it. Now you can change, but
don't forget, every time he has a rally, and don't forget, guys, you want to keep your guns, but you can't keep your accessories.
You can keep, yeah. you can't have the accessories. Just like Obama, you can keep your health care. That didn't come
to fruition. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor.
Yeah.
If you like your guns, you can keep your guns. Mm-hmm.
None of what you hear, half of what you see. Politicians.
Except for if you
spew shit.
If somebody thinks that you might do something with your firearm, then maybe we should take it first, due process second.
Right.
Because of constitutional reasons.
Pre-crime.
Fucking Minority Report bullshit.
Right. No, I'm not going to.
Did you see, though, Dianne Feinstein right next to him as he was saying that shit? And she got all wide-eyed and like, yeah, I could write something up to do that.
Yeah, and 40 other pages worth of shit that nobody's going to read and get what I want. Stan
you
is
have the Republican, Nancy Pelosi, agreeing with him. You know you done fucked up. That's why I'd rather vote for Democrats, because at least they're upfront and honest about the shit they want to do to you. They want socialism. I bet you they do. They want to take your guns. I bet you they do. They ain't lying, bro. At least what they're saying is truthful. You got Republicans over here saying that, oh, we're going to keep your guns and we're going to keep the Second Amendment, Constitution, rah, rah, rah. And then you got people like Dan Crenshaw in Texas. Oh, this red flag law is better than most red flag laws because this one protects your rights for guns. What? What? Double fucking speak, fucking snakes in the grass. I'm voting for Biden, bro. Or whatever his name is. Yeah, Biden.
Oh, I wanted to say real quick, Alicia, I remember now. I found her again. For some reason, I was unsubscribed again. I don't know what the fuck it is, but Alicia Clegg, she used to go by that name on YouTube. Now she goes by Toxic Threads, so that's a good channel to watch. I'll post up a link later. The medium is not the damn message. You postmodernist twat. The message is the message. The medium is by the means which it is communicated. Damn, I hate McLuhan. You hate that saying? Yeah. I don't know who McLuhan is, or McLuhan, or however the hell. McLuhan?
McLuhan?
I've always said McLuhan. Didn't have a clue. Trump was bailed out by Wilbur Ross. Enough said. Yeah, I mean, no. Preach it, Stinger, or buy any ammo. Well, I preach the same thing. It's not the weapon that's used; it's the fucking person using the weapon. So I guess I'm just as bad.
Right.
You know. I guess I'm just as bad. I love that saying though. You know. If they were banning your cars, or they were banning your you know, your truck because it had 20-inch rims on it, more people would be pissed off about it, right? But the West is in depression because there is no pride of honor anymore. The judiciary is very vastly corrupt, as the politicos and corporations. Yeah, everybody's on the dole. Everybody's taking money from everywhere else. I mean, how the hell do you go into Congress making $150,000 a year or something like that? I'm sure it's went up now, and you come out as a millionaire. That doesn't make any fucking sense to me.
Yeah.
You don't go in the military and come out as a fucking millionaire.
Crony capitalism. You can give some Congress money, get some free shares out of it.
Yeah. Fuck that.
I'm telling you, man, it's either I want this shit to light up or I want to buy my own island.
Yeah, I don't want it to light up because that's a lot of loss.
It is. It is, but at this point, I think it almost is worth it. I mean, what living in slavery? It's basically what it is. You're a slave, bro.
Nobody will walk away from everything they own like they did back then. You know what I'm saying? Like that's your biggest issue. Nobody is willing to walk away. Everybody wants to go home. Once they shut your bank accounts off, they take away all your shit. They foreclose on your house. Because that's what they'll do to you nowadays. Back then they didn't care.
They set it up to work.
Back then they didn't care. You know, it was freedom or death, and most people don't have that mentality. Most people won't live off fucking hardtack. You know what I'm saying? That's the
pretty sad when people in Hong Kong have more balls than people in America.
Well, it's not the fact that we won't protest. It's the fact that
Hong Kong's fighting, dude. They're fighting. Or
they
were. I don't know if they are right now, but
well, because they're gonna come under communist rule, and all the freedoms that they've enjoyed are gonna be taken away from them. Not incrementally, overnight, like that. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they're fighting. If that happened here, like they just shut everything off, you know, and then they took all your money because it's all in ones and zeros in a fucking digital world, people would stand up and take care of that.
It might take an economic collapse before people wake up and do it, because then shutting down somebody's bank account ain't gonna matter, because those ones and zeros don't matter. And at that point, when currency don't matter, shutting down somebody's bank account ain't gonna matter much either.
Yeah. Too many people would give up if they don't get air conditioning. Well, we're just not. We're a fucking.
Yes.
We're that society now. I see all these like fucking people saying, oh, you know, people are bitching because they have to wear masks and all that shit. Well, I see your mask and I raise you mop level 4, motherfucker, in the fucking desert. Do that and then come talk to me. You don't know what the fucking suck is just because you have to wear a mask now. It's an inconvenience to you. Put fucking mop level 4 gear on and then go out and hump with a fucking pack and a fucking rifle in the fucking desert. Okay? There you go.
I won't wear a mask, not because it's a pain in the ass, just because I'm a free fucking person and I'll do the fuck I want.
But people are complaining about it. Oh, why do I have to wear a mask? Okay, well, no, but people are complaining about it all over the fucking internet. What? Nobody gives a shit about the military that has to do that stuff in mop level 4. You have no clue. Put on a fucking trash bag. Put on a fucking full gas mask, a fucking Kevlar, a fucking body armor, a pack, and a rifle, and go outside. Yeah, a bomb disposal suit. Yeah, I do not envy those guys at all.
Have you watched The Hurt Locker yet, bro?
No, I have not.
Come on, man. Come on.
I'm just speaking from my personal.
The Hurt Locker, but you.
I'm just speaking from my personal experiences. Like, I just don't get it.
Well, first of all,
so I wanted to let me pass this on real quick before we get into that. I was at the store and a lady shielded her child from me because I was not wearing a mask, and I was like, I stopped, and my wife's like, "Don't do it, don't do it." I'm like, "Excuse me, ma'am, did you know?" And I went on all about how you're not wearing eye protection, you're not wearing gloves, your child just put his fucking finger in his fucking face from underneath the mask after I watched him finger fuck everything down the fucking aisle. I was like, so if you think you're safe, you're living a false reality. Right. She's like, well, how do you know this stuff? I'm like, I did this and this and this. And she's like, oh my God, I did not know. I was like, so you just made yourself look like a fucking idiot. And I was preaching this shit in the middle of the fucking Walmart, the communist held Walmart. Everybody stopped. 2 dudes came up and shook my hand. One guy's like, fuck the Democrats. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if they're Democrat or Republican. If they're not
2020.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if they're Democrat, Republican, or whatever the fuck they are. If they're doing something fucking wrong, they're doing something wrong. I'm not on that fucking two-sided.
They're all doing something wrong.
And I've told you before, I vote for whoever the fuck I think is going to fucking stand by their word. Whether, I don't give a fuck if you're Republican, Democrat, fuck all that. But anyways, that lady I
think ever did that was Ron Paul that I know.
My wife was she was just like shaking her head the entire time, trying to drag me away. But I drew a crowd, right? Nobody had masks on. I mean, the majority of them didn't. There was a few, but that lady and the kids was just like, he's staring at me like, oh my God, mommy, we're going to die because the guy don't have a fuck. No, you bitch. You're not watching your kid. You let him finger fuck everything. I was going to do a video of it, but I figured it was some kind of invasion of privacy thing, or they would say that I was doing child pornography or some weird shit like that. But
right.
I had to explain to her, and then the fucking 10 other people that showed up because they heard me being loud. I was not yelling at her. Let me clarify. I have a command present voice, and I'm fucking really loud, period. But morning, Mr. TB9. But, I had to fucking say that to her. And there were so many people that agreed with me. They're like, oh, yeah. And then, of course, one guy had to go off on, they're trying to put chips in her arm. Motherfucker, you take the mark of the beast, that's on your own fault. Don't take any fucking... Right. Do your research. Go out and look. I mean, everybody's at home, and I'm preaching this shit in the middle of the fucking Walmart. People are just stopping and listening like I was on a fucking, running for fucking president or something. And then, of course,
so people that are bitching about having to wear a mask, I would imagine they're ones in states or cities that are by law demanding that you wear one to go anywhere.
Okay, all right,
that's bullshit. If you're in the military, you signed up for that shit. You know you're going to have to do some shit that's uncomfortable because unless you're a total retard, you don't just sign up like, oh, it's going to be great. I'm going to have an office job and I'm just going to. All right.
I know.
If I don't want to wear a mask, it's my right to not. I don't care what state I'm in and what law has been passed. That's unconstitutional as fuck, and I will do what I want. And yeah, I might get a fine, or yeah, I might go to jail, but there is a cost of freedom, and you have to live free, even if you get fined for it.
Let me clarify. I left out the most important part there, the pertinent information, because I was getting hyped up there. Healthcare workers were complaining about wearing the masks.
Right.
So therefore, they signed up for the job as well.
Yeah.
So that's why my bitch and complaint was about the healthcare workers that are complaining about having to wear masks through their entire shift, causing I'm
Half
getting.
of them aren't even wearing it right, bro. I've seen them, like, the nose is totally exposed and it's just covering the mouth.
Yeah.
Or they only put the mask up when they get close to somebody in the aisle. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So
and then they're using the cloth T-shirts because, that now the government says that's okay.
Yeah.
You don't need those N95 masks. A cloth T-shirt's going to work for you just fine.
That's another thing I told the lady. I was like, ma'am, I was like, first of all, the one you're wearing, the surgical mask, is ineffective on airborne stuff. That just keeps you from expelling stuff out. And I was like, and second of all, show me where you can buy a mask at. Show me, you tell me where I can go get masks at. If you're going to be so upset that me and my wife are not wearing a mask, you show me where you can go purchase them at. And she's like, well, that makes sense, honey. And I was like, yeah, but I tried to explain to her in a calm fashion that your kid done touched everything in the store. You had an ink pen stuck in her mask, right? Every time you take that ink pen out and check off your list, you're touching things, right? You're touching stuff, and then you're putting it back in there. And like I said, I drew a crowd. It was kind of embarrassing, my wife said, but that's the wife. But I put it in perspective to her that, hey, everything you touch and you're going to go get in your car, right? You're going to handle your keys. You're going to take that pin out. You're going to hand sanitize, but you're not sanitizing the keys. You're not sanitizing the pin. You're putting the pin back in your purse. You just infected everything in your purse. Your kid then finger fucked everything in the store with his dirty little dick beaters. And then he's touching his face. He's touching you. Everything's contaminated. But she gave me the stank eye because I didn't have a mask on. Yeah, like it was the plague or something. I felt so sorry for the range officer at the grenade range in the middle of the summer. We had to go there and take care of frag. We've done that. I've done that before too. I didn't have the bomb suit on, but we had to go out there and check it all out because it was part of our training to diffuse and identify stuff that goes bang bang. Pushing cigs into tubes for the wifey, Mr. TB9. Not collecting silver today. Stranger danger, right? Well, it wasn't even stranger danger. It was like I had the plague. That's a problem. None of them want to stick to their word. Got my 2,400 stimulus yesterday. And got cash in hand. Sweet.
Make sure you do something productive with it.
Oh, Mr. TB9? Mr. TB9's going to buy...
Yeah, I know. I'm preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
But still,
He's stacking that shit in the walls and drywalling over it for a rainy day. They stick to their own agendas. Hi, Stan. Walter, if you're still there, Walter's probably listening. He might be working. He said he felt bad the other day. Mr. T's getting hookers and blow for everyone. All right, Mr. T, I want to hang out with you. Mr. T, just under 4K in the cupboard next to a few ounces of gold. Yeah. Mr. Nice. T probably, Mr. TB9 probably has more than that stashed away, but you don't want to tell all your information. Gold is taking a dip today. Might want to look into getting some. Says Stan, telling Mr. TB9. One more day of waiting on the bank hold to get the insurance check for 20K. They released 3,500. I bitched. I needed money for the repairs. Oh, so he's getting 20K for his tornado damage. Well, hopefully that'll cover it all, Walter. Fuck, Mr. TB9. It's great that you set some mouthy idiot in their place with facts. Yeah, I mean, like I want to teach people stuff that. I mean, I'm more than a gardening person, but I just don't want to waste my entire life. I wanted to spend my time with my kids, that's why I done farming, because that way I get to spend more time with my kids, because they're not going to be here forever. They're going to go off and start their own life. So that's why I opted for the farming. Maybe that I could pass it on to them. But there's a lot of shit. We do a lot of shit here. 6 kids, 6 different different attitudes, different wants, goals, dreams, everything that they want to do. I try to facilitate it. We got a 3D printer.
That's cool.
I got a sewing machine. I bought a truckload of old computers so my son could learn how to take them apart. I recycle a lot of the stuff, the gold fingers and stuff like that. But my son was really interested in computers when he was in middle school. So I bought 2 Gaylords of computers so he could take them apart and play with them without fucking, spending $1,000 or whatever it is on a fancy computer. We've done tie-dye T-shirts. We've done puffy paint. I mean, anything you can think of, just to let them experience everything they wanted to experience.
Nice.
Had to go with a pack, go out and pack it with C4 and run det cord. Man, Stan, you had a fun job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're not doing too many exciting things with our money that we got from it, but we did pay off our credit cards, which wasn't a lot. It was like $900, but still, that's more free credit, which the more free credit you have, the better credit score you have, and we're trying to get our credit up so we can buy a piece of land again. I'm putting 500 of it into precious metals. I already got 500 saved up, so I'm ready to do that. We're going to pay off the rest of my truck, which is like $300. It's not much, but it'll help. And then once we do that, I think after that, we're buying one or 2 pieces for the wife's newest rifle build. So like $300-ish. And then the rest of it's going into savings cash, I guess, because I'm a little worried about that because I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna bank on that the dollar doesn't crash right away, but I'm guessing it's gonna be close to $1,000 that we're gonna try to save in cash. Just because when we do finally move, we're gonna need moving money. So I don't know. That's the plan. I'm not sure if we'll spend that on something else or not. Today is canning day. We're going to be canning up a whole bunch of meat. We're going to be making beef stew and chicken non-noodle soup. Because if you can noodles, they degrade. We've already frozen quite a bit of meat, but we have some other meat that we're going to just do for canning. That's our plan. Stan says, not I, the RSO on duty that day. Referring to an earlier comment. It's great to see when you get some mouthy idiot in their place with the facts. Maybe they go out and pack with C4. Yeah, okay, he was sweating in that bomb suit so much he could pour out the sweat from his boots. So you knew somebody who was in the bomb disposal unit? That's cool. Have you seen Hurt Locker? Everybody who's seen the Hurt Locker, put 1 in the chat. If you haven't seen the Hurt Locker, put 2 in the chat. I've seen the Hurt Locker. I thought it was a pretty good film for a modern day movie. I don't really watch modern day movies that often, but I do have a service that I do not pay for. Oh, Mr. Tommy Boy, you gotta check it out. Well, I don't know if you're into that kind of stuff, but it's all about bomb disposal units and stuff. Hey, Eastwind's seen it. Sweet. Yeah, I usually watch my stuff. I forget what the acronym, what the letters. It's kind of like Cody, but it's not. It's like APKs, I think. APK. So you go to your local Best Buy, you get yourself a Fire Stick, Amazon Fire Stick. Right, I got the 4K versions just because it's the nicest one. They're like $40. Okay, $40 for a Fire Stick. You never have to pay for it again unless it breaks, which mine still hasn't. You come home, you go onto YouTube, and you look for AFKs. There's a couple channels on YouTube that I could recommend on how to set that shit up, but it would be pretty easy to find some pretty good ones on your own. And they'll walk you through how to set your system up. Make sure you have a VPN to hide your identity, right? Because you don't want to have that shit being tracked. But get a VPN, or if you already have one, it doesn't matter. I already had one, right? So just download these APKs. They're totally free. It's on a Fire Stick. It's not on your computer, so you don't have to worry about a virus or anything like that. And then you can watch whatever show or movie you want for free. It's not as good a quality as if you got it from like Amazon Prime or HBO or whatever, right? It's a little bit less quality. But it sure does beat paying for cable. We haven't paid for cable in years, even before the APKs. And I don't really watch a lot of TV anyway, so it helps. Welcome back, Irish.
What's up?
Now I'm talking about APKs because I didn't know what else to talk about.
Hey, that works. I'm interested in that. I have a Fire Stick. I've never used it. Still in the box. So.
Oh yeah. We watch it to watch The Walking Dead. That's really the only show that we still watch. I haven't watched the finale yet. We just got busy doing other things. So I'll probably watch that sometime this week, hopefully. But I rarely watch movies or TV. But if there is something I want to watch, then I'll just go to the APK and watch it there. It's a little less quality than if you got, HBO or whatever. But it's still a lot better than paying, $40 or $50 a month or whatever.
You pay a lot more than that. We only have satellite out here in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that pissed me off with DirecTV, right? DirecTV, it's only $30 a month. Oh, cool. That was for the first year. You got a contract for 2 years. They more than double it the second year to make up for all the money you thought you were saving the first year. Oh man, I hated that. I was so glad to cut the cord. I used to be addicted to TV, man. And even now, I got a 65-inch flat, 4K TV. It's not one of the more expensive ones. It's actually a TCL. If you know anything about TVs, it's like $1,000 TV, and it's probably the best TV you can get in the $1,000 range. At least it was a year ago when I bought it, right? But I hardly use it. I use it more as a computer monitor than I do as a TV.
Yep.
And that's good.
Yep.
I am glad I don't watch TV anymore. I used to watch TV all day long. I was either watching the news or I was watching shows. When I was a kid, it was shows. Then I got older, the shows got crappier. I mean, Big Brother was like the last one I was kind of watching, the reality shows. But even that was so much drama that I didn't want to deal with it because I don't like drama in my real life. And I sure as hell don't want to have to watch drama that's not even my own. I mean, it was upsetting.
So Mr. TB9 says, TV sucks, Trump sucks, blue helmets suck. What else? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Wife sucks.
Oh, vacuum suck, says Stan. Good to go.
Oh, yeah. My vacuum sealer.
They're cheaper now, so you got fucked paying that high price. Just as a forewarning, I may have to get off here abruptly because we do have a bunch of building materials coming in, so I'm waiting on that. And I have to go out and take care of that, move stuff around with the tractor. So if I have to leave abruptly, that is why. Just as a forewarning, Stinger can stay on here and talk about that. I need to learn more about the Fire Stick because I have one. I want to go ahead and
you have a VPN?
Yes.
Yeah, you're good to go. You don't even have to buy anything else. I'll hook you up. I can share some links to some videos that I watched that help you set them up.
So to save money, I wanted to show you guys this since I thought of it. because you were talking about getting fucked on the TV. Walter was, or Mr. TV9. Sorry.
Oh,
There's
is that what I got fucked paying the high price? $1,000 for a 65-inch TV a year ago was not a bad price.
So the guns.deals is where I go to check for prices on gun related stuff, but slickdeals.net is a place where you go to check for the best prices on all kinds of stuff. Whether it be weights, sneakers, TVs, there's all kinds of shit on there that you can go check out. It's a place where they have featured deals. So it tells you where all the good prices are. So that's a good page to go check out if you're going to buy something.
What are you referring to, Mr. Tommy Boy? Steer can talk about the high prices he spent on items. Yeah, I mean, $1,000 on a 4K TV. I don't think I spent a lot. I like to have a good deal, but at that time, I'm not really watching TV. I have bought much more expensive TVs back in the past, but they weren't 4K. But there wasn't 4K back in the day when I was buying them. But I don't use TVs that much, so yeah, I was wanting to get a good deal on a TV. Now I do like my firearms, right? So I will go and splurge on that a little bit. Everybody knows.
I shopped around. I found the 3D printer. It's an Ender Pro something. I got it for like
That's a good investment right there.
I got it for like $154 off the Amazon site. I think it's called Woot or something like that. I guess they had overstock them at Amazon, so they sent them over to Woot, which is an affiliate company or something like that.
Can you do what I would want to do with it?
You can't make metal products, no.
No, not metal.
You can make a clay.
How strong of plastic and how big a plastic can you make?
PLA. You can make.
Can you make about that big of plastic?
Yeah, you can make replica training devices for claymores and stuff. Yeah, you can make anything you want to.
Shit.
It's not. I don't think you can do 12 inches. It may be 10 by 10 or something like that. But it's Ender 3 Pro. They've
gotten a lot cheaper. Remember when they were for like $5,000?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Well, I've always wanted the Dremel one because it was name brand and blah 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 blah. But I mean, I don't even fuck with it. The kids play with it and make stuff. But like I said, what I was getting to earlier,
well,
like
for $150, you don't have to do anything with it to give a shit.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, if you were going to spend $5,000, you better have a business plan to make some of that money back.
Yeah. So I mean, like I was saying earlier, the way I wanted them because we live in a rural community, and I want them to be left without. Like they don't have any of that stuff here. And they like electronics, and like I taught them how to do circuits, how to use an ohm meter. Like I'd have little classes with them, and we'd sit down and we'd learn how to check with the ohm meter. You could check the resistance of a resistor and stuff like that. I bought them their own little kits. We bought the snap circuits so they could build little circuits and stuff like that. Ever since they were little, I always wanted them to know stuff.
Dude, I had one of those old school like electronic kits where it had these little springs and you would put the wire in the spring here and in the spring there, and it would make an alarm that would go off, or you could have one that makes blinking lights, and you could do all these different experiments, right? It was basically a circuit board that you were completing the circuit using the wire. And this was way before I knew how to do circuit boards, because I've done electronic assembly now, so I know a little bit more now. But at the time, that was what my first experience. That shit was awesome, bro. And I'm sure you can probably still get them on eBay, the old ones.
Oh, I have the 1960s version of it.
Yeah,
it's still in the original box that I had when I was a kid.
So Stan is saying we're reaching a point where tech will have to slow down because 8K TV is ridiculous. The human eye can only see so much resolution. We can't even define 4K completely. My 4K TV is pretty cool. It's okay. It's a lot better in high def. I do appreciate the 4K on my TV more than my old TV that only did HD, right? But I go into the stores, and I'll tell you what, I'm looking at Best Buy, and I see some of them TVs with the OLEDs. Oh, it's so beautiful, man. It's so pretty, and I want it. But at the same time, I know I don't need it. I know I don't watch TV that much. Back in the day when I'd watch football, of course I want to have a really good TV, right? That's really good quality. And just watching that, it's amazing. Now, if I had a whole bunch of friends that would all come over for Sunday night football or whatever, then I could see maybe doing that. But it's just me and the wife, and half the time I'm using it as a monitor, and I got to keep reminding myself of this shit, because if I don't remind myself of this, then all of a sudden I start dwelling on it, and I wants it. And then all of a sudden I've got a 75, 85-inch 8K TV for $10,000 that I'm going to use for a fucking computer monitor.
Now my kids can tell you more about stuff like that, because they had, believe it or not, we got every child has to have a TV, because they fought when they were younger. But we got lucky. We went to Walmart. My wife is a super shopper. She found out that they had TVs for $232. They weren't smart TVs. They were just flat panels or whatever. But they came with $100 gift card if you bought them in store. So we bought everybody shit and then half the money back in gift cards that we could use on food, gas, whatever you wanted to. So that's the kind of deals we have to look for. So.
As far as buying the TV every year, that'd be great and all, but even if I was heavy into TV and I had a lot more money, I don't think I'd do it. Just because I know how much of a racket that is. That's ridiculous. There is no reason to buy a TV every year.
Look, I so badly want a Sony Blu-ray DVD player that has Dolby Digital Atmos on it, but I still have not bought one. I've had the same DVD player for like 7 fucking years. It's Blu-ray. It'll play Blu-ray, but that's
shit. I just got my PlayStation now that'll do it.
Yeah, I don't think we have a PlayStation. We have PlayStation, but it's old.
But I have a pretty nice sound bar that it's a surround sound bar. It has a sound bar, but then it has 2 rear speakers and a subwoofer.
Yeah.
Right, and we got that when we got the TV, because I knew I was going to need a sound bar because all the new TVs suck for sound. So I was already planning on getting the sound bar. I think it's an LG. But I had done some research on the best sound bars for this amount of money, right? And so I'd planned on it. And then they had this one that was a open item, something that had gotten returned opened.
Yeah.
And it was like the same price as the one that I wanted, but this one had a subwoofer and 2 extra speakers, where the one I wanted was just the sound bar. I was like, well, fuck, sign me up. And that's what we have now. It's really cool, man. When I put on Dolby Atmos, that shit is nice. That is really, really nice.
Mine's so old that you still had to wire it up. I always make that joke, because if somebody ever broke in and stole our shit, we could just buy all kinds of new high tech shit, because they're still an old junk.
I've been wanting to. I've had surround sound systems that you get at Walmart for like $150 before. This sound bar setup was like $150, I believe. But the geek in me still wants that 4K TV that's 85 inches. It's like $5,000. He also wants a professional home surround sound theater setup with a receiver and actual big speakers. And, I don't know what it is. I think it might just be that I've wanted it for so long that even though I don't technically want it now, I still think I do, because I really wanted it for so long.
Yeah.
And now if I got it, it'd probably just be a waste of money, because I really don't watch that many movies. But when I would, I would be geeking out. Even now, I know I'd be geeking out. I'd be like, look at the blacks. They're super black.
I just want to be able to see it good and hear it. I want to be able to hear the footsteps behind me. So,
that's when you get headphones if you want to do that. Yeah.
This right here is Dolby Digital Atmos.
Nice.
And I got it. I don't know if this is one of the kids and they got something better, but this is it's a rig, a video gaming rig, and my deaf ass without my hearing aids in, or my hearing aid, I can still hear the footsteps of people trying to creep up behind you and stuff. It's cool. It's really cool. I like this. I like the sound definition.
Yeah, this is my first ever gaming headset. I just bought a few months back. I'd never had one before. And I bought this because we were at a pawn store. And I've been wanting to buy them, but I was looking at them and I'm like, well, $100. You know, I can afford that now. We got a little bit more money coming in. Maybe I'll do that. But then we were at a pawn store for some other reason, and I saw these, and I know that Turtle Beach is a decent company, like Dr. Disrespect uses them and shit like that. So I was like, okay, I know some gamers actually use these, so they can't be that bad. And I did some research. These are like a little over $100, brand new, and I got these for $15. So at that point, I'm pretty happy. I got a little bit of a deal on them. Yeah, they're not the newest and greatest, but it doesn't matter because I don't go online and play, what are they called, Royal Rumbles or I don't know.
Battle Royale.
Battle Royale. I don't do the Battle Royale. I like them, but I suck at them. I might be better at them now with good headphones. But I still don't have a 120 hertz monitor because my TV is only 60 frames per second. So I need to get a better monitor. Maybe then I would, but if I had friends who played online, I would probably give a shit, but I don't. This is just for when I'm playing Red Dead Redemption or some game.
My kids talk about stuff like that. Oh, the refresh rate on my Xbox One or whatever is faster than the TV, so I need a 20K TV with virtual reality and flight simulator, and I'm just like, okay,
dude,
whatever.
Seriously, if you're playing a first person shooter and you play one on a 60 hertz monitor and one on a 120 hertz monitor, you'll see the difference. It's bad. Like, I can see why. I don't want to blame the monitor on my demise because part of it's probably that I suck at the game. But when you're playing on a 60 hertz and somebody else is playing on 120 hertz, it's not fair. It's technically not fair because there are many frames missing.
Still got my old Kenwood Dolby 5.1 amp and receiver. My computer speakers work just as well now with the powered speakers. Yeah, the technologies came a long way. Have a great day, all. Okay, Eastwind. Yep, have a great day, sir. Let us know when you get to start planning up there. I'm interested to see, to hear what you're going to put in and stuff. I know it's still probably too cold up there, but Stan's supposed to start planting, so I know some of his stuff because they got frost the other night.
Yeah.
I love Kenwood stuff. Kenwood stuff was always too rich for my blood, but
yeah, I don't know, man. I still want it, but
yeah, there's lots of cool stuff out there. Like I said, though, my kids don't have access to technology, so whenever I can find technology they can play with,
right.
I don't want them to be behind times like, an old farm boy. They still do work, you know what I'm saying, on the farm and stuff, but you don't want to be an ignorant redneck farm kid.
Well,
so that's what
the
try to keep them up.
monitors, the good ones, the decent ones, are like $500 up. I mean, it's not cheap, and every time I think about getting a monitor, I'm like, that's a lot of money. I mean, to be honest, I put like $1,100 in my computer. I built it, right, and I did it all on Black Friday, so technically I saved probably like $600 by doing it on Black Friday. But I didn't have enough money for the monitor too, because usually you want to pay as much for the monitor as you do your computer.
Woo! Well, I paid $100 for mine, so $89 for my what we're viewing on right here.
Oh, I don't doubt it. The human eye can't see more than 30 frames per second or something like that. No, you're false, bro. That's false. That is really false. You can go. I think they got a monitor that goes. Is it 400 frames a second?
But can the human eye see that though?
Yes, you can see a difference. Now I don't know how far up you can go, but I know you can see better than 30 frames per second. I know that for a fact. But I think you start getting to the limit at like 240. I think 240. The people who have 240 hertz monitors, there was stuff about you're getting to the point where your eyes aren't even going to be able to see the difference. But if you look at 30 frame per second monitor, a 60 frame a second monitor, and a 120 frame a second monitor, and just watch the gameplay footage, oh, you'll see a huge difference.
Couldn't tell you.
But that's if you're gaming. I mean, if you're not gaming, then why pay extra for it?
The only thing that really pisses me off is those kids have those fucking hyper controllers, like the professional ones, and they can lock the buttons down to where they're halfway, and they can fucking shoot you. Even though I had the draw on them, that pisses me off. It's not. I don't think it has anything to do with refresh rate or frame rate.
They don't have controller. I don't know. Maybe I guess if it's Xbox or PlayStation, but if you're playing on the computer, they just have mods. They can mod that shit in and do that, or or they're just really good, because there are a lot of people that are really fucking good. I mean, it amazes me, the amount of time spent in order to practice on that. You could be learning how to play the guitar and getting pussy, bro. I mean, put the keyboard down and pick up something else. It's scary, but they're really good. I watch some of these people that stream on Twitch, and it's impressive. Like, they got the really nice keyboard with the really nice keys that are very easy to manipulate. You got the super mouse, which I actually have a really good mouse, one of the higher rated mouse, but they have their whole setup just for their computer, so that there's no clutter. I have clutter all over my shit, right? So stuff's always getting in the way. But then they got their system, man. It's a fucking sport in a lot of arenas, so.
Yeah, I don't have time for that. Like, during the wintertime, I'll play around Christmas time with the kids, and then after that, I'm done for the rest of the year.
Holy shit! Stan says that he got Siri to ask the question, or he was informed by Siri that it's 1,000 frames per second. Okay.
Damn.
That's a lot more than I would have thought. That's a lot more than I would have thought. But cool. Well, Siri, she's
the bomb. She's the bomb. She's the bomb.com. Are any of your neighbors helping you out there, Mr. TV9? Do you have any good neighbors around that come to help you clean up stuff, or are they having everybody just on their own with the cleanup?
Yeah, how's the cleanup going?
He said they gave him $3,500, I think, something like that, because he bitched, but they can still have a hold on the rest of the money for the cleanup and repairs.
Wow, you got hit hard, man. That sucks.
Yeah, we're going to put in a tornado shelter, so I can film that too. I got a guy coming over that does block laying. After we pour the footers and stuff, he's going to come over and show me how to do block. So we're going to put it in a storm/root cellar shelter. So we'll be able to put crop in it too, but in case there's a tornado that comes close, we'll be able to get in there and hunker down.
Have you ever thought about doing that with old railroad ties? Because we did something like that when I was a kid with railroad ties.
Well, I have a bunch of block. A buddy of mine knocked down a block building, and I took all the unbroken ones, so I have that. I'd like to have railroad ties because I want to build a kill house. So you could train inside the kill house, but yeah, railroad ties are more expensive than free block. So.
Really? They didn't. Yeah. Used to be you could get them for free if you had hauled them away.
Oh, well, if I ever run into that deal, I'll definitely have a full-size kill house on property, so you can shoot indoors.
At least down here back in the 80s, I don't know about now.
Yeah, I think they're like $15 to $20 a piece now if you go out and buy them. So yeah, that's way more than I want to spend. But I mean, sure, it would capture the bullets if you build a kill house out of it. These fucks have not called me. I'm anxiously awaiting. I don't want them. If you ever had anything delivered.
Oh, yeah, the whole window. We'll be there anywhere between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m.
Yeah, and then they're going to drop it on you at the last second. Hey, we're down the road.
Well, I've had it where they were like, oh, yeah, we weren't able to make it today. Expect us tomorrow, anywhere between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. Fuck it! You said today between those times. Oh, I get irate.
Well, they called and said that they wouldn't have some of it till Thursday, but some of it was coming today. So, not going to pour instead of block.
Or are you gonna fill the block with anything in your shelter?
Yes. There's going to be no
like cinder blocks.
Yeah. I got the the normal size cinder block. We're going to fill them, rebar, the whole shebang. We poured concrete into holes on the block.
You got some professional shit going on.
No, I bought us fucking scrap concrete mixer. And you could just literally stand up there, mix the concrete, and shovel it out of the concrete mixer into the voids.
Nice.
So that and put rebar, all the way down. Yep, that's what I'm doing as well. We do live in Tornado Alley, so I don't want to fucking. A tornado came through about.
How tall is this thing going to be? Like, are you going to be able to stand up without having to bend over?
Yeah, I'm basing it off the old nuclear fallout shelter.
Doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, you could basically live in it. I mean, if
live hunched over or upright?
No, you stand up straight, man. 8-foot ceilings at least, you know.
Oh shit, 8 feet.
Yeah.
Crap, bro. That's something.
It's going into the hillside. It's going into the hillside, so that I'm not digging out a whole bunch of extra shit. It's,
I got you.
So the front will be, just a regular concrete block wall with a steel door on it. I haven't sourced the door yet. I got my buddy looking for one. He owns a scrap yard, so he usually finds good shit like that. So, I was out in the woods and saw a bunch of riddies and tacks. Went and got pry bar and took a section. I heard there was a huge train wreck there a few days later. Laugh out loud. Shit. Yeah, that happens. That happens if you start removing stuff there. That's too much work.
There was a guy who had welded or spot welded, I don't know. But he took a piece of wire, a really thick gauge, wire, and welded it to the railroad track, and then the other end to the same railroad track, but just further down. Cut the track, and then separated it, but left the wire there. So the wire would keep the conductivity going on because they can tell, because they run electricity through their tracks.
Mm-hmm.
They can tell when the track is cut or, not correct.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew that. So he had welded a wire down and then cut it and then separated it to disrail the train. And they didn't know, and it worked. Now, I think they have, because of him, I think they implemented some new security measures. But, yeah, I thought that was ingenious. People are fucking ingenious.
Yeah, we figured you were joking there, Walter. That's too much fucking work for some railroad. Right? Hey, look, scrap. Yeah, no scrap. Fuck that. There's no amount of scrap worth that.
We got a lot of old railroad ties and rails around here of trains that are no longer.
Well, the problem with building something out of railroad ties, though, you'd have to coat the inside because the creosote would make you sick if you stay in there over long term. So.
Oh, I know. Because my mom didn't know that or something and never took the creosote off. And so, we had this little place that we could go into, but you could only be in there for so long before you're choking because that shit is so nasty.
Yeah, you can spray it with Kills sealer or something.
Oh, she liked it, though. I think she was like, oh, yeah, it helps protect it from the elements, so we're going to keep it there whether it kills you and gives you cancer or not.
Well, you spray the inside with the stuff that like the sealant, lockout, tag out, right? Only people that were in the maintenance field will understand that, Stan.
Yeah, I don't.
Lockout, tag out's the thing. Like if you have to go inside a machining cell or something, you're supposed to place your lock on it, turn it off, put your lock in it, and so nobody can. Mm-hmm. It's called lockout, tag out, so that if you're working on the machine or something. Nobody can go start it. While it's either in repair or 2, you're inside the machining cell. So
that would be bad.
Yeah. Yep. And the lock only have the key to the lock, so nobody else can take it off. So if you go home, which I've seen some people do, they have to come all the way back to work. Yeah, if you ever need to sabotage rails, you have to keep it continuous. I've worked on tracks and. You break it up and keep keep trains off. So what if you run some a piece of copper from one piece to the other? That would be the same thing. You wouldn't have to weld any flight cable or anything like that on there. As long as the continuity is still there, it should read it.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
some
know
deep.
what new security measures they've implemented, but I was under the under the assumption that they had.
Well, they'd have to get a resistance reading back, and if it came back too low, I guess they could see that something was wrong.
Change the resistance, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But
Well,
if you
then
run,
you better get an ohm meter and figure out what the resistance is on this.
popular during mini wars, yeah, very low voltage. Like back when we used to have regular phones, there was a low voltage that came through the phones. You could actually power LEDs with it in your house.
Yeah.
But it was
It's
basically
always funny too because the power could go out in your house, but your phone still works.
Yeah, you could use the electricity, tap into the electricity of the phone line and use it to power some LEDs to light the house up. Supply lines are often sabotaged. Yep, for sure. Yep, kill the supply lines, cut off the people inside.
Yeah.
But now we have aerial drops, so fuck off.
Yeah, Amazon has a drone. You can just land your package right there.
I always thought about that on Naked and Afraid. What if you knew where you were going? Why didn't you just schedule some drop-offs or something, or like those where they stay out there for months at a time, or what? I forget what that was called. Alone.
Yeah. Afraid or some shit.
Send my coordinates and have a fucking drone come out and drop me off a kit.
Oh man, when I was at that rally, I was thinking I really want to get a drone. They had a drone there, and all I could think of is, man, that'd be so much better than holding my phone up the whole goddamn time. I could just, and I wasn't even able to see the speakers that well. I did eventually see them and showed them on camera, but it was a pain in the ass. It would have been a lot easier to just have a drone doing that, although I don't know how long they last per charge, because I was out there for like an hour and a half, so it was quite a while.
96 volts and a quarter of an amp or something in the phone lines. Yeah. But we don't have landlines anymore. I think they're obsolete because I couldn't get a landline here. So I don't know. So are we talking about the tracks on the rails? Is that like for a electric one, or is that the actual trains? The diesel powered trains that have the same technology, or are we just talking about electric rails? Because I don't think the technology's there for that on the diesel stuff.
Oh, I was talking about the diesel trains.
They have a continuity checker to make sure that the track's still
Yes, they do, because if they didn't, they would have a whole bunch of terroristic acts. Yeah, they have. They know when their rail was up and running or not.
That's surprising considering the. Well, now I guess they're welding them all together. They didn't used to weld them all together. They used to be, placed into pieces. Real trains, says Walter. Okay, real train, diesel trains, right? I didn't know if we were talking about like the electric train bullshit. Like I think isn't the L train in Chicago and stuff like that, isn't it a I think I've heard of the scrubbers and stuff that they have on the trains. Like they would the firemen on the train is what they call the B driver or whatever. They would wet the tracks with warm water and sand if they had to go down the hill to help slow the train. But I didn't know that they had a electric checking device on the train to see if the tracks were still there.
Well,
but now they weld them all.
Was right. I think it's a resistance thing, not electric thing.
They send DC signals down rail lines. That's why the signal boxes are close to the tracks. Oh, okay. And so the train itself does that. There's no external. They don't shoot it down the entire rail line. It's just to the next signal. Good morning, HVS. Pop-Tarts and coffee this morning.
Good morning.
I've been in train control room. They have computers with the trains listed on the screens. Cool. Well, HVS, you always come in at the end there, brother. So give us your quick report here, and then I'm going to have to check out. I have materials coming from the big box store to do some construction.
Nice.
Got to put up a fence. Going to build a tornado slash cold storage room for the fruits and vegetables. It's been raining here, so I can't run the tractor right now. So give it a couple days to dry up and finish up all these little projects that I got going on. Got put the two oldest boys and one of their friends. They're gonna build this tornado shelter slash cold storage room for us. Both they can send it down the line to each comm box. I'll be damned. The wheels are turning motors on a diesel engine. Runs a generator. They have contacts at the top that grab overhead electric and run into tunnels. And the train communications are the DC signals in the boxes. Damn, you guys know a lot about trains. I don't know.
Yeah, they know more than I do, and I knew enough to know that somebody had done that once, and now I think they do have a thing where if it's any change of resistance at all, like you would have to have the perfect amount of resistance as it was, or it's gonna be off. And if it's off, then they're gonna know it's off and know that somebody tampered with it.
Someone stole a 50-foot catamaran, but the owner gave chase. Damn. Hawaiians be getting buck wild crazy. Maybe they just want to go out and social distance themselves. They also have satellite links. Yeah, I knew they had satellite links. Grandpa was a train guy for a while. He retired from there, but mostly I heard about stories of dumb shit and people getting drunk and doing stupid shit, and he'd have to write them up for it because they'd come in. He said one guy fell off the fucking train. He was a conductor, so he started out as a fireman, and then moved up in the ranks throughout the years. But he said, one guy was asleep. When he was a fireman, the conductor was asleep. There's a big ass tree across the tracks, and the conductor was asleep, but the guy was a dickhead to him, so he didn't wake him up. And he wasn't aware that they were going to hit a fucking train. So he braced for himself, put his feet up, and the other guy bounced his head off the fucking window. He talked so much shit about that guy because the guy was a douche to him the entire time, wouldn't teach him anything. He just told him to sit there and shut his fucking mouth and go out and throw the switches and stuff. And then eventually that guy went away, and Grandpa, he moved up, I guess, into the ranks and became a engineer or something, and then finally became the conductor of the train station or whatever. And so that guy came back, was a prick to him all those years whenever he was a young kid, and then came back, and Grandpa was in charge of the station. And the guy, immediately started kissing his ass because he knew how big of a douche he'd been to him all his life. He said, "Get the fuck out of here." So Grandpa was a funny dude. My other grandpa, not the one that always said, believe nothing what you hear, half what you see. He was a Navy CB or frogman, not a CB.
Nice.
They also have South. What?
Walter Davis, I just had a thought. Getting to first base with a girl now is getting her out of her mask.
No, leave the mask on. That's sexy.
Fourth base is now the home run. Isn't fourth base always been the home run? I mean, first,
home
second,
plate.
Third, home, fourth. Shit, nowadays, if you're not doing it on the first date, something wrong. Although I don't really have room to talk. Everyone that I've ever had a relation with was on the first. So
Communications have changed over the past couple decades. A lot of new. Yeah, Grandpa's been retired. Well, he's passed away now, but he'd been retired for 20, 30 years. He was 88 when he passed away. So it was just fun listening to all the old stories of all the crazy shit that went on. The thief didn't put up a fight. When the owner finally caught up, owner gave pirate a water bottle and turned around the boat back to the harbor with the police, where the police took the thief into custody and then released on $8,000 bail. Is it like joyriding in the continental United States, where if they left the keys in the car, it's just a misdemeanor because they left the keys in the car and you were joyriding? As whereas if you bust out the ignition, it's considered a felony. So, yeah.
Wow, you know a lot about that. I don't think I knew anything like that.
My buddy's a cop, bro. My buddy's a cop.
Mm-hmm.
A couple of my buddies are cops. Fucking police.
I don't know if I'd be announcing that, man.
My cousin's a state trooper. I told you. I mean, I talk about how big of a douche he is that he gave his own mother a ticket.
Yeah, I know.
But at family gatherings,
you hear shit about it.
At family gatherings, you hear about all this stuff, you know. Guess what I did?
Family gatherings, I'd want to shoot them all.
Guess what I did?
We don't have bacon at our family gatherings. These are kosher meals.
Oh no, man, we have lots of bacon, man. Bacon cheeseburgers, bacon wrapped steaks, filet mignon. Sometimes depends on if we got cows being unauthorized controlled propelled vehicle is the charge. I'll be damned. They have to come up with a charge for everything, I guess. Unauthorized control. Did he have his boating license? Do you need a boating license for something that large? God. I mean, I'm just curious. I don't know. We don't have to have that here. You just have to.
I want my own little spot, bro. Call it Russell Island. Call it whatever you want, but I don't want to be governed.
You just get attacked by the Chinese and they take your shit.
Yeah, maybe, huh?
Our island, you leave. No food for you. Oh, shit. Well, guys and gals, it's 2 hours. I have tons of work to do. I appreciate everybody checking in. Learned a lot of cool shit today. I'm hopefully you guys learned something too. We'll get back to the normal farming type stuff here soon, hopefully, after all this cerveza bug bullshit's over. Try to do some educational videos that are thorough and productive. Poison Stinger there is showing us his indoor hydroponic system that he's working on.
Yeah, in fact, right here, it's hard to see, but right where my finger is right here, you see a little yellow lid.
Hold on, there we go.
There's some brown on the top. Well, the brown on the top right here is those little clay balls. So up here is where we have the plants, right? But down here is where the water, you can actually see the pipe right here with the water coming out. Right, there's the water. Comes out on top of this tote. There's a hole that the water goes into right here that drains into the tote. And then it gets recycled into the stuff here. Well, in the meantime, I got all these clay balls that are on top of this tote lid. And we're having plants growing in that as well. So we have plants in the tubes and we have plants on top of the tote that holds the nutrient-filled water.
You could plant microgreens in there and grow your
microgreens. Yeah,
awesome.
She's got romaine lettuce. She's got some more bok choy that was left over. And I think she might be putting some other stuff in there soon. Yeah.
So Walter says his boat doesn't have keys. The thief had no plan, said HVS. Walter says take care.
Do they ever have a plan when they're stealing shit like
boat
that?
Security camera that alerted the owner. Damn, that must have been a fancy ass boat. Well, a catamaran's probably a fancy boat.
Yeah,
all right, well, guys, sorry, I got to check out. Things to do, many things to do. I appreciate everybody coming in. I learned some good stuff today. Hopefully you learned something too. As always, I'm USMC Vet. Thumbs up, thumbs down, bitch, moans, complaints, leave them in the comment section below. That's Poison Stinger. Thanks to everybody that came in today. Fine Godspeed, and hopefully, God willing, we'll see you guys and gals tomorrow. And take care. Have a great day.
Oh, yeah.
Plant something, learn something that you wouldn't normally do. And we'll see you guys and gals tomorrow. Peace.